Chess tournaments are one of the great things about having a chess club. It helps incentivize students in order to train and to practice harder and to be more focused during your club activities, and it can just be a really fun event. One of the main goals of a chess tournament is to make it a celebration of chess. There's going to be some downtime, so make it a game day as well. Have snacks or food items that they can enjoy. And I always advise, if space allows, to give them time in between rounds to run around a little bit and get the wiggles out. So let's have a look at the day and see how things might work for a chess tournament for you. To begin with, make sure you're dressed for the occasion. You're going to be the tournament arbiter, which means that you need to be the one that stands out. Now, for you, that could look different at your tournament. For me, that means making sure that I am the best dressed person at the event. That way, if anyone has any question about who's in charge, they know it's me. But for you, it could be anything. It could be a silly hat, it could be a staff t-shirt, a brightly colored uniform of some kind, anything that designates you as the chief arbiter of the day. When you're setting up your space, make sure to have three main areas. You're going to want your tournament floor area, you're going to want your green room area, and you're going to want your reception/registration area. The tournament floor area is going to be where the tournament is actually played. You want this an area that is isolated from everything else around it so that there are no distractions for the players. People are allowed to come into the tournament floor area and to watch other people play, but please make sure that everyone knows that they need to be quiet and not disturb the players either visually or auditorily. Make sure also that people observe a space bubble around players. If a player can reach out and touch a spectator, the chances are they're too close. Here's some tips for how to get your table set up. Make sure that your tables are clearly labeled so that everyone knows what board they need to be playing at. Make sure your tables are set up exactly the same way. I also advise making sure that the boards are all orientated the same way, so that white is always on one side of the room. Convention says that the black player gets to decide where the clock is. I usually put it on the black player's right side as a default. Make sure that the clock is set and ready to go and that the plunger is up towards white side. Make sure that those queens are beyond the clock so that they don't get knocked over when a player hits the clock. Double check all the pieces that they're in the right spot and make sure that they're nice and centered for the participants. Make sure to have notation cards set out next to each board. Make sure that you have extra pencils ready to go in case something were to happen or one were to walk off. Once players are finished with a round, they then go into the green room area. This is the area where they'll have activities to enjoy or snacks to munch on. Make sure you have different kinds of games and activities for the participants to enjoy. Some will want something to fiddle with, others might want a game. Others might want a space where they can analyze the chess game that they just played. Having snacks is also an important part of the day. Now, obviously you need to be concerned about allergies at group events like this. If you're doing this at a school, you should have a list of allergies of the students, so be aware of what things that you pick. For the registration area, you want to make sure that you are visible at that area. I usually would advise to have the registration area as some part of your green room so that you can see everything that is happening from your seat. But this is the area where you're going to make sure that everyone is registered. If there are any problems or questions throughout the day, people can find you at this spot. If you're not at this spot, you should be visible walking around on the floor, where people can easily find you. Some important things to explain at the beginning of the tournament are things like, what are the order of operations? Do players immediately start the game when they walk into the room, or do they wait for a signal from the arbiter? Make sure they know the expectations for when they shake hands. What table are they going to be at? Give instruction about any notation that needs to be taken and where to hand in those cards. Explain procedures for what happens after the game. If they need to reset the board, and if they need to restock any of the materials that were used. If they need to reset the clock. Make sure they know the expectations for sportsmanship, talking to other players, and how to handle disputes. As the tournament director, one of the main things that you need to communicate is if there's ever a problem, pause the clock, raise your hand, and get the tournament director's attention. As you go through the day, make sure that you're giving people updates on the rounds. If it's possible, make sure you have some sort of display where people can see their standing in between each round. This also helps build up the hype to the end of the day. That last round can sometimes make or break whether you're in the top 3 or not. Now, prizes are an important part of any chess tournament, but you also just want to reward the students for being a part of the chess club. It's always exciting when you get to give out those prizes and those trophies at the end of the day. Before everyone leaves though, you want to make sure that you get some good pictures. That way, everyone can enjoy your event too, even if they weren't there. Make sure to get pictures of the whole event, the participants, and the winners of the events as well. If there's any cleanup that needs to be done, please make sure to remind people to throw away trash and to clean up their spots as well. At the end of the day though, just thank them for being there, that this event was made possible by them showing up and playing the game of chess. As for you, the tournament director, it's going to be a long day. Make sure that you also have your water and your snacks standing by. Make sure you have time built in at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day for all the setup and teardown that you need to do. If you need help, make sure that you think about beforehand, setting up tables and moving chairs if you need assistance doing things like that. So let's go over the day. We began the day with setting up our 3 main areas. We had our tournament floor with our 3 tables for our day. We had our green room where we set up our games, our activities, our snacks. And then we had another portion of the green room, which was our reception area where we had set up the registration and we set up the prizes and the other things that we had there for administration purposes. This is just one way to do a chess tournament. There are many other ways and setups that could work, and you're going to have to tailor it anyway to your specific circumstances. Your location and how many people that you have is going to determine a lot of how you have to run things. But as long as you have a plan and work your plan, I know you're going to have a great day.